Welcome to the next Datsun video. This is going to be an update video number 2. Now this is the parts that we have for the new engine. As you saw in the last video, we kind of just introduced the engine, came up a list of stuff that we want to change, go over, as well as checked over the transmission. The main kind of goal with this new engine is to just make sure that it's a healthy engine, so when we put it in the car, we won't really have to check it, go through it, and we'll have hopefully 1 or 2 seasons without any issues.
Now, obviously, before you buy a new engine or a new engine to you that's been in another car, you want to make sure you check everything over and you guys do a compression test for sure. We did a compression test on that engine right before we bought it. We had about 150 psi across the board. One cylinder, I believe it was cylinder 4, had about 142 psi, so it's a little bit lower. But we don't really know the spec because, as we said in the previous video, that cylinder head was off a different engine, which changes everything. It changes your compression ratio, so we don't really know the spec. However, in our next video, we're going to be doing a leak down test on it, which is going to be a little bit more information for us about the health of the engine according to the valves and the piston rings. It's going to let us know if the valves are leaking, piston rings are leaking, any cracks in the cylinder wall. But if we did have any major cracks or any issues, the compression test would have obviously told us that, right? We would have had 0 compression or little to none there. So that's going to be coming up in our next video, leak down testing, and
we'll go over compression test,
and maybe another compression test as well,
just to confirm and make sure that everything is good.
All right, guys, we're going to open up these boxes. We're going to show you what we have. This is what we think we need according to the last diagnosis we did on that engine. You know, just a quick look over we had. This is what we come up with.
And there's more parts on the way, so let's go through and check it out. Alright crew, so this is the collection of parts that we've gathered so far for the engine. As you can see, we have a bunch of stuff arraying from transmission parts to cooling parts, gaskets, ignition stuff, and then our mounts back here. So Anthony's going to go over some technical stuff now.
Okay, so we wanted to find the best balance between not going overkill and buying things that are going to just throw our price range really high, but we still wanted to make sure we got things that are going to cover us so we don't have any oil leaks or any transmission failure or anything like that. We're kind of really crossing our fingers with the transmission. We've decided not to rebuild it. We're going to do some basic stuff. So for sure what we did was we got our clutch kit, clutch fork, because we don't know if it's, well, we can inspect it visually, but it could possibly be bent. We just want to make sure that that's good, because that can't be changed without removing the transmission. Also, we got a slave cylinder too, because that can be replaced pretty easily, but it was, like, again, it's in a decent price range, not getting too expensive.
And the old one was kind of destroyed as well.
Yeah, it was destroyed.
I just want to add as well that the clutch kit's just a stock Exody clutch kit, so just OEM replacement there.
Yeah. So we got a K&N oil filter. Obviously, we're going to put oil in the engine when we assemble it. New spark plugs, that's a given, and spark plug wires. We got new rad hoses, upper and lower. We're going to put new clamps on that as well. As for seals and gaskets, we got our thermostat seals. The thermostat is still on its way. It's not here yet. And also we have an oil pump on its way, a high volume oil pump. Yeah. We got our rear main seal, our front crank seal, our transmission input shaft seal. We got our new water pump gasket kit, valve cover and oil pan gaskets, and our exhaust / intake gasket.
Because it uses the same gasket.
Because it uses the same gasket, because, you know, this engine's...
Because they put the intake and the exhaust on the same side.
Yeah. And as for our mounts, we got our, I believe this is our transmission mount, and then 2 engine mounts. Now these aren't high performance mounts, but they're new, and we know that they're going to be good, and we're not going to have any issues, because we're not 100% sure what we're doing modification yet with the powertrain. But we definitely want it to be reliable. So that's what we were going for. We're going for reliability and trying to keep the costs not to a minimum, but reasonable, right?
Yeah. Then we got some connectors for the wiring harness, because this engine is out of 81, so the 280ZX. So I know the coolant temperature sensor is different on this new engine than mine, so we're going to be using these connectors here just to do some wiring, so we don't have to do some, so it's easier, it's actually connector based, we don't have to go and solder anything or do some crazy stuff. Then we have our wire set, Taylor wire set. This is actually the braided version, so you actually have to do some grounding as well. There's like a grounding kit in here, so you have to go and do a specific grounding stuff as well. And then some brake lines in here as well.
Not really related to engine, but they're gonna be.
They were in the box, so we figured might as well put it in there. So that's pretty much it over the next couple weeks, couple months. I would. Well, yeah. For them, it might be more months.
Yeah.
By the time the videos get out there, but our main goal is to get everything, obviously, on the engine, get it running. There's some still stuff we have to do with the dash, which you will see relatively soon, and the interior getting all fixed up. But for now, that's the update video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Stay classy, crew. Hope you guys are stoked as we are, because the car's gonna be running soon.
Alright guys, this video is actually a double feature. We're going to be doing a little bit of stuff on my STI as well.